Hi guys, so in this video I will show you my arrangement of the beautiful ballad and jazz standard My Funny Valentine. Now as always the sheet music is linked in the description, so go ahead and download it, and it sounds as follows. Cool, so as I said, you can grab the sheet music and learn this little arrangement, but I'll quickly go through it now and just cover sort of the main techniques that are being used, and then you can use the sheet music to actually learn the song. So it starts very simply just with the melody in the right hand and the left hand just kind of strumming the chords in quite a compact voicing, so this kind of almost tone cluster-like voicing to create a little bit of dissonance, right? That D and E flat in the middle, that semitone in the middle of the voicing creates a nice bit of crunchiness and dissonance. But otherwise, that's really it. It's not particularly complex. And so on through the first section A, and that's mostly using just seventh chords and some rootless voicings. Again, just using that nice crunchy tone cluster voicing. Cool, now the second section A, also not too complex. The right hand now plays the melody in broken octaves, so lower notes then higher notes, just an octave apart. All the way through. And the left hand just plays a simple stride, essentially hitting the root note down the bottom and then either fifth and third, or third and fifth, or sometimes guide tones, third and seventh. But again, not too complex. The hardest part is just getting your hand back and forth in time. But because this is a nice slow ballad that you can play in free time, you do have a little bit of liberty to kind of push and pull the time, using your artistic interpretation to make that large jump a little bit easier. Section B, again, not particularly complex. The right hand just plays the melody as written. The left hand just plays the chords and kind of, again, just strums them, except for the first 4 bars where, again, it kind of arpeggiates them or plays those broken chords with these little... And I've picked chords that have the note D on top, so that creates a nice little kind of pedal point through the harmony. So playing E flat major 7, F minor 6, and then G minor. And then after the first 4 bars, it just goes to playing the chords, as normal, just hitting them on the beat, or on beats 1 and 3. The only interesting part of that, I guess, is that A flat major 7, where I hit the A flat down the bottom, jump up to a rootless A flat major 7 voicing, and then have my bottom finger or my bottom note just walk down to the D. So it kind of creates a little line cliche or a little walking bass line down to the next chord. Now the final section A, or section C if you like, is the one that's a little bit more complex. That's where we're using the locked hands technique. So this is where we take every note of the melody and harmonize it with a chord. And in our case, we're just alternating between a C minor 6 chord and an A flat diminished chord, or an F diminished chord, which acts as a dominant substitute. So you're sort of creating a nested 5-1, 5-1 movement. Again, if that doesn't make sense to you, go watch my locked hands video. But it's quite a nice, dense and thick sound. Right all the way through until the end, where I very intentionally then switch to a very sparse style, just playing either single bass notes or just 2 notes in the harmony, sort of like a shell voicing, I guess, and just the melody by itself in the right hand. And sorry, my tripod's in the way, so I have to move my hand around it to get that bottom C octave down there. So right, all I'm doing there is contrasting that really thick and dense and busy locked hands style with then all of a sudden flipping over to a very sparse shell chord single melody line style. And we finished in the minor key of C minor rather than the relative major key of E flat major 7. Right, so a very pretty song and quite a nice little arrangement, if I may say so myself. And it uses quite a number of interesting jazz techniques, jazz piano techniques, to create a little bit of variety through the song and create a little bit of contrast rather than using the same technique all the way through. Just makes it a little bit more interesting to listen to and a little bit more varied. But hopefully that gives you a nice little synopsis of what I was thinking and how I made this little arrangement for this song. But again, grab the sheet music and learn it outright and see what you think of it. Hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks guys, see ya.